Well, hopefully y'all are having a better day than we've had today. It's been rough. The slasher went down with the hose blown. And we ran into a problem because the tool truck generator got taken out the other day to go weld on the buncher. So therefore, I don't got a way to make a hose. And I spent a long time trying to cobble one together, and it didn't work. So basically what I have is all these giant logs, and I can't do nothing with them. That's like all that's out there. And I ain't got no problem chipping smaller logs, okay, to get through the day or something. But those things, I mean, they're big, so, and they're beautiful, and like they're just gonna ruin all my chain, and my belts are gonna be squealing. It's gonna be a big issue. But the question I got the other day was, what I run the RPMs at in the chipper. So years ago, when I started running the chipper, it was literally bungee cords on the throttle. You had to walk up, bungee cord the big motor, you'd bungee cord it wide open, and then walk to the little motor, grab a bungee cord, hook it wide open, and you'd run them both wide open. And now, this chipper went and got all new wiring on the whole thing. And it got a whole bunch of new hoses, and it's all set up to rock and roll. So therefore now you're able to actually see your RPMs. Things work a lot better. So what I'll give you let you in on my secrets of how I do things a little bit. It's not really secrets, it's nothing really. But somebody asked a question, so I'm here to answer it. This one runs about 2150. It's running about 2100. The new chipper runs 2150 wide open, and you adjust those real close, because we had that conversation the other day on all the shivs and the different speeds of everything. We usually keep that just about wide open. That where that one runs the best, the turbos work the best, it keeps up with wood going out. That's how it works the best. I think they're laughing at me. I put a little fuel in here. But that's the chipper disc. So it is real nice to have your temperature gauge. Everything works there, which is super nice. The only thing that doesn't work is the reverse right here. I'm gonna figure that out hopefully. So the flail engine is where it gets a little more interesting. It's different because you're running it different all the time. I'm running that one about 1700 RPMs. So 17 to 1800 depending on the wood. And that's where it gets tricky, is if you have really nasty wood, you can raise it up or lower it down. If you're chipping stuff like this, you don't want it at a huge RPM, because it'll do stuff like that right there. Okay? And when you do stuff like that right there, you have a bunch of pins and fines. So you don't want pins, which is when it tears all that into pieces, then you don't have chips, you're having slivers and nasty garbage getting turned into. You don't want that. So when you have bigger stuff, you might slow it down a little bit. You aren't running it as hard. And when you got little stuff like that back there, a little smaller stuff, and even you get into some more brushier stuff, you'll turn it up a little bit. Now the past couple days we've chipped stuff like this, and that stuff there, I lowered her up the chain and we had it running pretty high. We got the belts all tuned in, and we had the belts all tuned in, and she was making a lot of bark. I mean, a lot of bark. I think I did a little video on that. But you can adjust that one. I don't usually run it wide open. When you run it wide open, the trick is you got to think of your chain usage and your flail rods. Them wear out fast. So I put chains in here. It's Friday. I put chains in here this morning, and I put chains in here I think 2 days ago. So I mean, you can run it wide open. You're just gonna go right through your chain, because it's just going more revolutions, the faster it wears out. So finding that happy medium is kind of the trick with all this. And after you do it for a while, you can figure it out pretty quick. These popple tops will debark real well right now, and obviously there's no leaves on them, so you ain't having that much green get in there. That all comes off pretty easily. I'll spin around here. Come on. There we go. So yeah, that's a big nasty one. That's why I pulled it in there and pulled it out to move the top over. That's why it's in there. That's got to get cut out of that right there. That's not pretty. But so you're adjusting that, and the easiest way to tell how you're doing, how clean you are, is on your debris. I'm having a complete brain fart right now. Your discharge right here, your separator right here, throws crap out. So you can see that garbage right there. It's real dark. It's not necessarily bark. It's just little garbage. There's a little bit of bark, but it's the small stuff, which means it's doing what it's supposed to. It's that just before it hits the disc, there's a slot that dirt and stuff can fall into, and then the twig paddles hit it and shoot it out the separator. So that's what that pile is there. So if you look at the pile and you see a bunch of bark or something like that, or you say you're doing some spruce like that there, and you see a bunch of green out there, you instantly know that these flail needs turned up. Okay, that's kind of how I tell. But that's kind of what I run them at. Wide open, you can get all the bark off you want. You can go through a bunch of chain, but if you run a happy medium, you'll still get the bark off you need to. And feeding it, everything goes into this. Like, you get that piece of wood stuck in there for 30 seconds, you start wearing your chain out. Well, you get it stuck. If you keep it rolling, then you're totally fine. It just uses less chain, but yeah. If you spin the grapple, she goes faster. Let's see if I can do this with my elbow. We got a lot of people watching. Specters down there. Oh gosh. Done in a time or two. Not with the elbows really, but just like that. Lights work. Double trouble. But yeah, that's what I run our RPMs at. It's pretty simple. There's nothing like rocket science. It's just sitting up here in the cab, time. So yeah, that's how it works. RPMs. It's all a little bit of a game to play, figuring it out. And then when I wear chain out and I'm just about ready to change them, and you might start getting a little higher bark content, which is not what you want. I'll crank that up a little more. Constantly playing with it to make sure the mills are happy. That's our main goal. We don't want them getting upset with us. So there's a little latch to the door here. You guys can shut her down with me. That's where that small stuff's coming from. That'll fall down in there and get shot out there and end up right there. That's what you want.